Now on Coast TV News.
More apartments coming to Milford.
My concern mainly is the traffic and maybe noise.
Homes off Walnut Street coming soon, but not all neighbors are on board. Coastal Bay's report card, the water cleaner than ever for your bays across Delmarva.
We're bracing for one round of cold and a possibility of snow over the weekend, and then the wind chill will drop to single digits.
This is Coast TV News at 11.
Coastal Bay Health Report, how bays across Delmarva performed. Good evening, I'm Brandon Ferguson, in for Christina DeRobertis. Welcome to Coast TV News at 11. We begin tonight with how healthy our Delmarva bays are. The water in Delaware and Maryland coastal bays has improved from previous years, says the Maryland Coastal Bays program in their latest report. Coast TV News reporter Drew Bellinger shows us how the grades have improved but still not acing the test.
Waves crashing on the coastal bays, and the water is cleaner than ever. The Maryland Coastal Bay program presented its 2024 Coastal Bays report card at Mickey Finn's Bar and Grill in Ocean City.
There's really no better place.
Community members on the Chincoteague Bay, which saw an improved score from a B- to a B, say by the water is where it's best.
It's a great place to live, great place for kids. You can see it's beautiful. So,
the Coastal Bay report card for 2024 received its highest overall score to date.
A B. Yeah, the grade was a B.
In 2021, the overall grade was a C+. In 2022 and 2023, that score was a B-. On a sour note, the Assawoman Bay and the Isle of Wight saw a decrease in the latest report. While proud of their work, members of the program say there's still work to be done.
For our next year and the upcoming years, we're hoping to bring both of those bays back up into that B range.
To note, the report cards are released on the previous year. Cleaner water with more work to be done. In Ocean City, Drew Bellinger, Coast TV News.
And we're now going to take a live look into a chilly Milford and bring in our first alert Chief Meteorologist Paul Williams for a look at the weather. Paul, what do we got tonight?
Well, we got some cold air for tomorrow that's going to be very uncomfortable, then a chance of snow over the weekend, and then serious cold, big time serious cold for Monday and Tuesday of next week. But right now in Lewis, we're at 32 degrees, and believe it or not, we're saying freezing is not a problem. That's how much colder we're going to feel and be. Now, we are going to drop down to 29 degrees by 3 o'clock with mostly clear skies. Here's a look at where we stand right now. Temperatures at 32, not only in just Milton and Georgetown, but also in Laurel. We're at 27 in Gumboro and Delmar, and the winds are coming out of the west-northwest. So what does it actually feel like? Well, it feels like 25 degrees in Laurel, feels like 24 in Indian River Inlet, feels like 26 degrees in Lewis, and we are bracing for a chance to scatter snow showers. Not quite here yet. Oh, real quick update. We're no longer under a gale wind warning, but we are still under a small craft advisory off of the coast for us in Sussex County, meaning instead of dealing with 40-mile-per-hour winds, we're dealing with 25. Now, Brandon, when we get back to the main weather segment, we're going to talk about the wind chill falling to single digits for next week.
Sports BB Healthcare campaign has officially raised $60 million.
You heard it right there. BB Healthcare and the BB Medical Foundation announced the results of their Sussex Supports BB Healthcare campaign. The campaign that launched in 2021 has raised over $60 million to expand critical services for Sussex County, including physician training at the R. Randall Rollins Center, neighborhood care through the mobile health care fleet, and at the Center for Breast Health and Oncology Services.
The community continues to support us, and this campaign is such a wonderful demonstration of the incredible support from this community, from large gifts to small gifts. They all make a difference and all helped us to get to this $60 million.
And you can still donate to the foundation. You can head over to coasttv.com right now for an article on how you can get involved. Over in Milford, celebrations were also in order today as the city will now get 4 new public restrooms. T-Mobile gave the city $50,000 towards the project as a part of their hometown grant. Right now, downtown Milford has no available public bathrooms, and the city says these restrooms, which will be located near the pickleball courts, will make the downtown experience just that much better.
It's just going to really enhance our visitor experience for our events, for people using our pickleball courts, parks and recreation, our Mississippian Riverwalk, our businesses. People will be able to stroll our main street and have a clean place to go to the bathroom. So we're super excited.
The Delaware School District is delaying a planned referendum. It would increase school taxes to build a new school. The district cites economic uncertainty at the state level and other factors on its decision to hold it off until spring of 2027. The referendum would raise school property taxes, which are currently at about $735 a year on average, but the district has not said how much those taxes could rise. This would be to build a new intermediate school for 5th and 6th graders. And here's the area on your screen now. It's called the Reserve at Herring Branch, and it's located in Milford along South Walnut Street, north of the intersection near Flying Geese Drive. It is 18 acres of land where the Reserve at Herring Branch would sit. The developer plans to build 264 apartments. Coast TV News reporter Emma Aiken shows us what's next for that land.
When Nilda Megan looks out her window from her Milford Ponds home, she already sees land under construction as her own development expands. Now there's plans for a different development across the road, the Reserve at Herring Branch. 11 buildings with 24 units each, equaling 264 apartments.
My concern mainly is the traffic and maybe noise with the number of the townhouses that they want to put back there. And the height restriction kind of bothered me.
That height was the topic of conversation at the Milford Board of Adjustment meeting Thursday. Developers asked for permission to build the apartments to 39.5 feet rather than the allowed building height of 35 feet. And the board granted that approval. Tacola Gibbs Hernandez lives in the Milford Ponds development right next door. She has worries about the project.
It may take down the value of our homes, also bring in more crime.
The developer tells Coast TV there's a housing shortage and these apartments would bring a luxury experience to the city. For now, it's dirt, but what grows here next could redefine life on what neighbors call a quiet stretch of Milford.
The Reserve at Herring Branch has gotten multiple approvals over the last few years, including final site plan approval back in August. Now the developers don't have to adjust the height of these apartments. The project is a go. And this brings us to our Coast TV poll. We want to know what type of housing fits Milford best. Let's take a look at the updated results from our 6 p.m. news hour. The majority, 49%, saying single-family homes, 31% saying mixed developments, and those bottom two options, senior communities at 15%, and multifamily units at 5%. If you haven't voted yet, you still can on CoastTV.com or on our mobile app. We're just getting started here on Coast TV News at 11. Coming up in sports, we introduce you to an athlete training at the Athlete Academy. That training has transformed them. But first, weapons used by pirates and other pieces of history found near our beaches. How a man who grew up in Milton is now showcasing local maritime history. This week's Coastal Connections is next.
The Delmarva coast has seen its share of shipwrecks. It's seen some of the most infamous pirates in history. In this week's Coastal Connection, we learn how a teenager from Milton, with a fascination of tales from the sea, grew up to be one of our area's great storytellers of maritime history. A calm after a storm like October's nor'easter, it often produces treasure along the southern Delaware coast.
You can walk along that beach and find the coins that wash ashore from that particular ship.
The shipwreck is the Faithful Stewart in 1785 near the Indian River Inlet, and it is largely because of the work of Dale Clifton that we know today the details of what occurred over 200 years ago.
I actually found my first shipwreck when I was 14, started working that wreck, and 40-some years later I'm still working wrecks. I had to start doing some research and started researching in the archives over in England and Ireland, and then finally found the account of the ship that had sank off of our coast that was carrying that type of coinage.
Coins from the shipwreck, like the Faithful Stewards, show the effects of centuries under the sea. Some are found in a clump like this. Clifton is skilled in extracting these links to the past.
We soak them in fresh water and change the water at least once a day. We're trying to get the items to have no more than 1,000 parts per million salt.
It is work Clifton does in this office at the Discoveries from the Sea Museum in Fenwick Island. This extensive collection on display is a passion for maritime archaeology that was formed during his teenage years.
At about 16 years of age, I made my mind up. If I'm ever lucky enough to find some of this stuff, I want to create permanent homes around the world where people can go and not only hear the story, but see the artifact that backs that story up.
Including stories of pirates who found success in our waters.
Blackbeard favored this area because he knew that the Delaware coast, being a very prominent strategic point of ships coming into Philadelphia, that we didn't have a lot of militias along our coast. So those pirates did come to this area a lot to plunder ships because they knew that they could probably get away with it. If you've ever heard the old expression, never take a knife to a gunfight, you'll see that this pirate had it covered because when you flip it over, built into the dagger was a single flintlock pistol.
This unique weapon is just one of many items that Clifton has collected since his teenage years. Some are on display in Fenwick Island, some are on loan. Some still need a little work, and many tell a story of a very different period of time along our shores. For Coastal Connections, I'm Matt Pinson.
Well, the cold is going to come knocking on our door, if not tomorrow, yeah, for sure, but definitely on everybody's door by Monday after a bit of snow. In Ocean City, 31 degrees, with the winds only at 5 miles per hour for now. Clear skies till about 3 o'clock. That's when the cloud cover will begin to kind of slowly claw its way into our neck of the woods, and it will drop down to 28 degrees by that time. Here's where the current temperatures stand. We're at 33 degrees in Millsboro, Laurel, as well as Seaford, but a very chilly 27 right now in Gumboro, as well as Delmar. The winds out of the west-northwest still at about, let's say, 19 miles per hour for us at Indian River Inlet, Redden at about 15 miles per hour, the two most impressive places. And it feels like 24 degrees right now, Indian River Inlet, feels like 25 in Millsboro, and feels like 26 right now in Lewis. We were initially under a gale wind warning, watching out for gale force winds. It's been downgraded to a small craft advisory, meaning instead of 40 mile per hour winds, backed off. Now we're dealing with 25 mile per hour winds at Slaughter Beach, Broadkill Beach, Lewis. But that's also pertinent for the folks in Rehoboth Beach, Ocean View, down to Fenwick Island, just north of Ocean City until Friday morning. By the way, on the Chesapeake side, also we have a small craft advisory still active until 4 o'clock for Friday. Right now, from a regional standpoint, the cloud cover is limited. Precipitation hasn't quite got here, but it's slowly rolling in our direction. Winds have been a primary concern, and even today, we record a 30 mile per hour wind gust in Georgetown, a 38 mile per hour wind gust Easton, and a 35 in Cambridge. Here's a look at our expected winds. We're looking for the winds continuing out of the west-northwest Friday morning, early afternoon, and then they'll kind of back off. So along the coast, winds are primarily going to move pretty much out of the west and only at about 15 to 20 miles per hour. A little more manageable than it has been lately, so the blusteriness will finally settle down. That's not the big story. Big story number one, potential snow. Cold front pushes through. This is Sunday morning at 2 o'clock in the morning, covering Newcastle and half of Kent. You see how that purple pulls across? That represents the snow. And this darker purple is where I'm expecting a heavier snow. Now, most of it's going to be over the water, but this little teardrop is going to fall over Sussex by 7 o'clock. And then it pulls to the south. So it's not going to stick around for a long period of time, but it may be just enough to clock about an inch or so of snow. And then it pulls out of the way with a wider view. What I'm mainly concerned about, I want you to remember, is how cold it's going to be. Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday, windy and cold. That's a bad combination. Friday, we feel like 19. Saturday, 27. Sunday, 26. But Sunday afternoon, 16. And then here we go. 4 late Sunday night, 6 Monday morning. Did you hear that? 6, 7 degrees. Just so you know. That's why that cold is so bold in the middle of your screen.
Thank you, Paul. Keep an eye on that cold and that potential snow on Sunday. The city of Crisfield is hoping to boost economic development with an emphasis on expanding dining options, but some aren't so sure about that idea. The Greater Crisfield Action Coalition met with restaurants owners back in September, but since then, 3 restaurants have closed for the winter and 2 permanently. Some business owners say moving too quickly to bring new eateries to the area would take business away from existing restaurants. The Greater Crisfield Action Coalition president says supporting commercial investment is not just about providing more options, but filling in gaps in what's being offered, like alcohol.
You want a cocktail, you don't want to take all the mixings and all that with you to a restaurant. And if you're a visitor, you definitely don't want to do that. You want to know that they have it. People will ask for things like, well, where can I sit and have a cocktail and watch the sunset? A common desire anywhere in the world you go, if you know they have beautiful sunsets, you want to have a cocktail, you want to watch the sunset.
The Greater Crisfield Action Coalition is also exploring more niche dining options like a floating restaurant.
The Delmarva Sports Network from the Wawa Studios.
Good evening, folks. The Maryland Eastern Shore women are finding success under second-year head coach Malika Willis, and I got a chance to catch up with the coach and a couple senior leaders. Lainey Allen and I discussed the team's early success this year and why it's no surprise to anyone in the program. All right, so I'm here with senior forward Lainey Allen for the UMES Hawks. Lainey, you guys are having one of your best seasons in recent history, and you're a big part of that. I mean, you've also been a part of kind of a culture change with, head coach Malika Willis joining the fold, and now you guys are really kind of changing the perception of the program and everything like that. How does it feel to be a part of, some change here, and also some people would say some positive change for the program?
Yeah, it feels amazing, to be honest, like coming from a different coach in another program, or same program but like a different type of structured program. It definitely feels great that we're getting like the recognition that we deserve. We worked hard for it. We're getting things like changes, new gear, better locker rooms, like all this type of stuff because we worked hard for it, and we're showing people that we can keep up with these other teams. So it feels amazing. It definitely feels like our hard work is paying off. Like, I love that we intimidate teams now. We're not the underdog team anymore. Like, we're a team that you have to prepare for. You have to watch film on us. We have players that score double digits, like multiple starters, multiple people on the bench even. Like, we're a team to be scared of, and we're a team to watch out for, and it feels amazing that my team and my coaches got me there and got ourselves there. Like, it's just amazing all around.
Yeah. You say you guys are getting more recognition. You in particular are getting plenty of recognition, leading the MEAC in blocks. You were named the MEAC Defensive Player of the Week this past week for what you've been able to do on the defensive end, and just being on the sidelines and hearing what listening to what Coach Willis says. She really emphasizes defense, and you guys have shown you can turn defense into offense. You turn teams over at a really high rate. How much pride do you take on that side of the ball, and you in particularly being kind of an anchor of the defense? How much pride do you take on that side of the ball?
I take a lot of pride in that. Like, offense hasn't always been my strong suit, so I always thought that I'm going to get it back on defense. And now that I feel like I'm getting recognized for it more, and I feel like I'm really helping my team, making an impact for our standing and everything as a team. Like, I feel confident in myself, and it makes me want to play better every game. Like, I want to get more rebounds, more blocks, more assists, more everything. Like, I just want to help my team.
All right, and you can watch the full sit-down over on DelmarvaSportsNetwork.com or on our socials at Delmarva Sports. That'll do it for sports. Have a good night.
We are so grateful for this time of year and collecting donations for the Bless Our Children campaign. That ensures all children get a gift on Christmas morning through nonprofits right here on Delmarva. Here's a look at some of the people making that happen.
From the bottom of our hearts, thank you to the businesses, groups, and individuals who have stepped up to the Shell Brothers Challenge of donating at least $1,000 to the Bless Our Children campaign.
We'd like to recognize those friends now by reading the Shell Brothers honor roll in order of amount given in increments of $1,000.
Friends and family of Captain Bob's Oyster Roast.
In loving memory of Stacy Dorsch. Atlantic Community Thrift Shop.
Boggs Dish Haroon Post number 123.
Ocean City Elks Lodge number 2645.
Clark & Sons Garage Doors. James Maloney.
Eastern Shore Corvette Club Incorporated. Cape Henlopen Elks 2540.
Seaboard Billboard Boat.
In memory of Carolyn Lehman Johnson.
Right Locations Inc.
Pat Littleton and Steve Rosenberry.
Michael and Nancy West. Edward Jones Office of Melinda Tingle.
Sons and Daughters of Italy of Ocean City Lodge number 2474.
Tony Tank Tribe number 149. Midway Par 3.
Inspiration Health Services LLC. Sugar and Gas Home and Comfort Products.
Donna Sackett and John Parker.
Apgar Turf Farm Inc.,
Chesapeake Urology, Doctors Mark Edney, Mark Shimko, Alyssa Gracely, and Jason Smith.
CJ's Beach Space.
In honor of Billow Hickman, Peninsula Imaging LLC.
Painting in America Made Great Again, Earl Johnson Painting.
In memory of Jean G. and John D. Henry.
Mr. and Mrs. R. Dean Goldsboro.
Evergreen Lodge number 153.
Janosic Family Charitable Foundation Fund.
Emery's General Service of Millsboro.
Willard's Lions Club. Sean Knoll Ways Limitless Worldwide.
Wheels That Heal Car Club.
Chesapeake Waste Industries.
Wacomico Lodge number 91 AF and AM.
Rotary International Lewis Rehoboth Beach Rotary Club.
Preston Growmark FS.
Pocomoke Elks Lodge number 1624.
American Legion Cinnapunxon Post number 166.
Fillmore Day Real Estate Services LLC.
Accurate Termite and Pest Control.
Delaware Improved Order of Red Men and Degree of Pocahontas.
Idlewild Brewerton Club.
Hawker's Supermarkets.
DJVO Entertainment.
Murray's Residential Service, Dennis and Barbara Murray.
Allen Corman and Son, Inc.
Antique Alley of Bridgeville in memory of Ron Hatfield.
Eastern Shore Auctions by Willie Benton.
ASAP Pumping and ASAP Total Disposal.
Absolute PDR, Dwayne and Brandy Geis.
David and Luis.
Tylerton Church, Inc. Contractors for a Cause.
Queen City Elks Lodge number 1051.
AccuTrench Contracting LLC.
IV Solutions.
Terra Firma of Delmarva Paving.
Crowley Associates Realty, Inc.
ABC Refrigeration, Inc. of Bishopville, Maryland.
BYOC Build Your Own Cookie, Chincoteague and West OC.
Corrado Construction Company.
The Caronville Foundation.
Tops Cutoff, DJ Services and Recording Studio.
Redmond of Delaware Orphans Board.
HVAC Services Unlimited, Inc.
Shore Fund Tractor Pullers.
Eastern Shore Region Antique Automobile Car Club. Harry and Jenny Davis.
Collins Wharf Sod.
Brittany McKinley, in loving memory of Ava Lee Quinn, Jim and Nancy McKinley.
Missionary Baptist Church.
Selbyville Elks Lodge, number 2173.
King Crop Insurance in memory of Bonnie King.
Sons of the American Legion, number 123. Richard Jordan, in memory of Maurice and Pearl Jordan.
Liberty Concrete and Home Enhancements LLC.
Chris Contracting, Inc.
Dagsboro Paint and Wallpaper.
In memory of Cecily Witt.
Dance Conservatory and Ballet Theater of Dover.
O.T. Beauchamp Jr., American Legion Post 94.
Lewis Rehoboth Moose Lodge 646.
Hastings Marine Construction.
June and John Lewis Jr.
Paula Kelly of Elite Lending Services LLC. Don and Stephanie McIntaffer.
Delmarva Art and Wool Expo.
Towers Concrete Products, Inc.
G.R. Campbell Construction.
Allen Lions Club.
Zion Church of Salisbury Women of Faith.
Coastline Sunrooms and Awnings.
The Riverside Grill.
Pools, Pavers, and more.
Harborside Bar and Grill.
Bob Willie and Sons, Inc.
Hickman Beach Plaza.
Preston R. Smith, Plumbing and Heating.
Rich and Karen Gollin.
American Legion Nanacoke Squadron number 6.
Historical Vintage Car Club of Delaware Incorporated.
B&R Auto Parts, Inc.
Joan W. Jenkins Foundation Incorporated.
Jolly Roger Amusement Parks.
Mike Singleton and Sons Pest Control Company.
Mount Zion Holiness Church, Inc.
Paul Morin's Floor and
R.D. Greer and Sons Co.
Shore United Bank. Michael Kaviachin, Realtor with Coldwell Banker Realty.
Holly Lake Campsites and Holly Lake Grill.
Paradise Plumbing Incorporated.
Daisy's Well Drain.
Coastal Towing and Auto Repair Lewis.
Murray Sod Farm.
Monell and Sons Trucking Incorporated.
Donna Dorman Adams.
Burris Logistics.
Seascape Property Management. In memory of Sam Ellers Jr.
Johnson's Seed and Feed.
Reynolds Excavating Inc. In memory of Granville and Joanne Trimper.
Cheryl, Gary, and Boys.
Maddox Brothers Trucking Inc.
Black Gold Farms.
In memory of Richard and Helen Webb.
Bethel Community Church, Millsboro, Delaware.
Chuck and Shirley Buchanan.
In loving memory of Noah, Catherine, and Martha Hopkins.
Classic Cakes of Salisbury. Japanesque.
Odd Fellows Lodge, Georgetown. We appreciate all of you stepping up to the Shell Brothers Challenge as a part of our Bless Our Children campaign.
If you'd like to help, send your carton donation to Bless Our Children in care of WBOC at 1729 North Salisbury Boulevard, Salisbury, Maryland 21801, or you can donate on our website, blessourchildren.org.
Thank you for helping make this season merrier for children on Delmarva.
Happy holidays.
Bless Our Children is administered by the Draper Holdings Charitable Foundation.
As Bless Our Children played, you saw some of the photos from some of our viewers of their Christmas setups in the top right corner. And you can send us your photos and videos by going to coasttv.com/holidayhouse, and you might see them on TV. Coast TV News at 11. We'll be back with the weather after this.
In Dover, 30 degrees right now. We're going to drop down to 28 by 3 o'clock in the morning. Small craft advisory active on both sides of the peninsula. We are picking up a little bit of, actually a few flakes making its way towards Tillman. Nothing that's going to be significant accumulation. We're going to watch out for that later. Umbrella giveaway winner is already up and running. Here's a look at your 10-day forecast. Going to be really cold next week.
Thank you, Paul, and thanks for joining us here for Coast TV News at 11. For more news and local weather, you can download our Coast TV News app. The Tonight Show, starring Jimmy Fallon, is up next. We'll see you tomorrow for Coast TV News at 5 a.m. Have a great night.